Hey kids, Terrifier 3 is out. Saw it 2 days ago. I mostly want to start with somebody on TikTok was talking about how somebody in the theater, called out, "There's no plot." Now, another person kind of laid out uh, the concept with that's going on with these movies, and I realized if you take like two or three, it might seem like there's no plot, but if you put them together and then the next one, the plot is there is something plotting here. So yes, there is a plot, and yes, I go to these movies for that too. That's why these movies are a little bit better than the average slasher. Plus the supernatural element. The first one has a hint of supernatural uh, at the end. Now this other TikToker was talking about uh, what is going on with art and the little girl. Little girl. I'm not sure if this is a theory, but the little girl. Well, it's speculated, at least in the movie, this movie, that she's a demon, and and the reason why they were talking about that I'll get to. But Art was resurrected by a demon. He was this viciously nasty, as we all know from the first movie, killer. So he attracts the attention of this demon, which is the little girl. For a while, the main sidekick for Art was somebody more than Art could see, and that would be that surviving victim from the first movie who has no face. And they go out. They leave he's resurrected in a very, very cool way. I love that. That was a great part. Uh, and but he goes somewhere. It's weird that it's like a 5 year gap between here and then. But the girl ends up very shallow reasons. She's not hot anymore. She ends up killing herself. And then 5 years later, the demon that was the little girl enters her. Eventually, the girl ends up dressing like the little girl, the woman from the first movie. And a little thing about her is, since she resurrected him and all that, and later in the movie, she's talking, and we all know Art doesn't utter a sound, nothing, and which is one of the creepy things about him. Uh, it almost feels like she's in charge. It's later, later in the movie, almost to the end, which is something that I have an issue with. But the girl from the previous movie, that would be Sienna, played by Lauren Lavera. Uh, of course, Elliot Fulham, Jonathan Shaw, her brother, he's back. He's off to college. She's in and out of insane asylums, I guess. and she goes to live with her aunt. Oh, by the way, Chris Jericho's in this small part cameo. There's a couple cool cameos in this. Of course, we kudos to David Howard Thornton for a great new horror icon. Tom Savini has this quick one. There's a longer one. It's Victims. It's when Art finds his Santa costume. It's in a bar. Santa played by Daniel Roebuck, who's been around forever. And Clint Howard. Sadly, Clint Howard, his demise is a little bit standard, nothing nothing special. But they got the big scene, big cameo scene. Oh, Jason Patrick's in this. I don't remember who it is, but as the but we learn a little bit more about her background. She's kind of like this counterbalance. The demon has art to spread evil, and they had to have a counterbalance, and that's what she is. And of course, we have the same old mayhem. There's a shower scene that is a showstopper. We have 2 victims there. This is a shorter movie than the last. The previous one, this is the weird thing. The previous one had small stretches that were really boring, and it could have been cut down. Much of it is still great. This one is shorter, doesn't have anything boring, but I think I liked Terrifier 2 better. But I think it might be just the the shock value of like the bedroom scene, and among other things. So this movie has the shower scene, which is pretty damn good. And no matter what, even if it's less shocking, to see something like that in a movie theater nowadays. In the past, maybe, and that's just a maybe. I grew up during a time with mostly Italian unrated gore movies coming to even respectable movie theaters, quote unquote. But the previous one I wouldn't have expected. I was just like, holy crap, this is great. I had to see it a second time to watch walkouts. No one walked out of this particular screening, and I'm happy to say. Well, kudos to the cast of Terrifier 3 and to Damien Leone. I think that's how, is it Elone, or Eloni? I don't know. I'm not. Well, until next time, stay safe. Knows have a good time. Bye now.